These are one of the most exciting fish you can catch on a commercial. There's no fish that fights harder than these. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to approach a session like this. You've got to read what the peg's telling you. That's exactly what we was looking for. These fish are often ignored, but they can be massive weight builders. And the easiest way to catch them is, well, I'm here at Twin Lakes, trying to show you people out there, take you through my procedure of catching commercial barbel. I'll explain about the hooks, lines, shotting patterns, feeding that should give you the best results on your local commercial and how to get the most when targeting barbel. And hopefully you can put a fish like this one in the net. Well, I've got a simple approach today. We're coming out of winter and the lake I'm fishing, as I said, we're at Twin Lakes. It's Sam's Lake. It's the smallest of the two. They've got Jack's, which is the main match lake. I'm going to have a short line, not right tight in the margin, because although barbel tend to come in the margin, because the water hasn't warmed up that much, they'll still be just in that deeper water. So I'm just going at the bottom of the shelf, which I'm probably fishing in about 4.5, 5 foot of water, and the deepest point is probably 6 foot. And I'm having a line across to the island. The peg I'm sitting on is peg 5 on Sam's, and there can be a lot of biggish barbel. They can be up to like 4 or 5 pound, and he's put a lot of smaller barbel in here as well. But they tend to hold round the island in the warmer months. But I've come just probably a metre away from there. I'm on like a flat ledge before it drops off in the deeper water. And to target barbel, I think there's no better bait than red maggots. Maybe come summertime it gets warm, maybe worms and casters work, but definitely red maggots or red and white maggots, I think is the best bait. And regular feeding as well. Now I've set up 2 rigs, one a 4x16 rigs for fishing at the bottom of the shelf that I fish with a bulk and 3 droppers. Main line is 018 to an 014 hook length. That gives them the chance, if we're getting some big fish and they're really having it, I can step up to 016. Whereas when you make rigs up, you should never match with the hook length the same diameter as your main line, because you don't know what's going to break then, you can lose a lot. So always fishing a lower diameter hook length. If you lose a fish, it'll only take your hook length and you've just got to pop a hook length on. But it'll be 018 to 016 on the inside, and the rig I've got for over, that's 018 to 016 as well. If I find I'm not getting any bites and I want to drop down. So you can, if you're getting plenty of bites, you always step up a gauge. If you're not getting plenty of bites, you always step down. I've got a 0.3 rig for fishing over, because it's over there we've got probably about 2.5 foot of water. And like I say, I'm fishing probably in about 4.5, 5 foot on the inside line. I'm going to start off by potting in some maggots on each line, probably about 100 mil. I'm going to loose feed the catapult maggots over regularly, not like as if they're really having it, just a steady 6 to 8 maggots I'll be pinging over there every few minutes. I've got one of their small toss pots, or a medium-sized toss pots fitted for the far line to the island, where I can keep a concentrator bait in one tight area where I cup in to start off. But I'm going to do maggots out my hand, like that on the inside line, because I can throw it quite comfortably. There's hardly any wind today. But I'll start off by potting 100 mil of maggots there as well. And I'll probably start on the far line, because I think my main line will be that near side line. So I'm going to give that time to build up, fish for at least half hour over, see what's happening before I have a look on the inside. So start off, and cup in about 100 mil of red maggots on that inside line. And also it helps, I mean, I'm a great lover of using the bump bar, but I fish just to the left or to the right on the inside, and I'm fishing just to my left. I pick a marker where I'm cupping in and I know where I've plumbed up, which helps, so that when I throw maggots out of the hand on that short line, I know I'm throwing it to the same place. Very important, because you don't want it spread all over the place, and I know I'm fishing just at the bottom of that shelf and I don't want it spread coming up the shelf too much. I've picked a marker out there as well, where there's a rope going across the island. I've picked the corner where the rope meets the island, so it keeps the maggot tight there. And with the pole pot when I fish over there, so I'll start over there. Always fish. My best line, I want to go on second. I don't want to start on my best line. I want to build the fish up there. And start on the 0.3 rig I've got over, which is a spread bulk. And as I said, the inside line, because it's deeper, it's a heavier rig. It's a 4x16, and I've got a bulk and 3 droppers. I simply have a little clock in my head, but it's something a lot of people find hard to remember when to feed. I mean, a lot of anglers now, like I've got my digital clicker, my matrix one, and if you're not sure time-wise, there's a regular time to throw maggots in by hand. If you was to time yourself, I'll be chucking maggots by hand there. Not as often you would if it was a lot warmer, but this time of year now, we're nearly April time, coming out of winter, it's probably every 2 minutes, 10 or 15 maggots. So I had a little indication then. And then at the same time, while I'm filling a pot, just to spray 10 or a dozen maggots over. So I'm using the toss pot on my pole to keep it in a tight area, and where I originally started when I just cupped in. And then by spraying with a catapult, you're spraying a few to draw other fish in. Because the trouble is that most commercials that have got barbel in, obviously there's other fish in there as well, but to target the barbel, it's very hard not to draw other fish in to feed as well. But it's just, where commercials have got barbel, and a lot of barbel, they're such a weight builder. They're very important not to dismiss. I remember fishing one match on jacks on the top lake the other year, and I was getting barbel one after the other. Well, there's an indication. That looks like a little fish that Andy's putting, one of the new fish. Oh, that's come off. I think that was a little chub. I was fishing a match up on jacks, and I was catching barbel. I only had, I think, 8 or 9 carp, and when we come to weigh, and I won the match, I think I had 130 pound of barbel. I think I had about 160 odd pound. I think my carp only went 30 or 40 pound. But everyone had dismissed me winning the match because people had caught a lot of carp, but I beat the carp weight. So it just goes to show that barbel are a match-winning fish. Always when you lay your rigging as well, I lay it to the left or to the right, or swing it out around the area that I've baited, and every now and again just to pick it up and lay it in again, just so it's falling through the water, because I'm dripping a few maggots in with the catapult. But normally you'll find the barbel, once they move and start feeding, they tend to hug the bottom. Yeah, little carp. Well, had a few small fish out there. We've had a couple of carp. I'm going to, over half hour's gone, I'm going to have a go on that inside now and hopefully catch some of these barbel. Oh, straight away there. Is it a barbel though? I'd have said that is what we come for. The way it's fighting. What a fish. Oh. Like that. And then Oh, missed him. Got him that time. Beautiful fish. Look at him. Oh, look at that. What could be better than catching a fish like that on a commercial? That's what we come for. What a beauty. And such a weight builder. I mean, that fish was like £5. Might be £6. Beautiful fish. Remembering to loose feed your second line. Always feed the line you're not fishing to keep that topped up. And I've just hooked another fish. Hope it's a barbel. I'll just chuck some maggots by hand. This may be a carp, this one. It's fighting hard, so might be a barbel. Yeah, another barbel. I thought it was a carp. Lovely, look at that. Oh. Beautiful fish. Soon build a weight up with those. Well, straight in again. This is lovely. It's amazing how, like a week or two, the weather just warming up a little bit. All the fish start to wake up. Yeah, still fighting hard, and yet, you know, the water's not that warm. I mean, you'll be watching this video in a couple of weeks' time, but I mean, what's to say a couple of weeks that'll be warming up a bit more? You know, it may be worth feeding the line closer in as well. Maybe go one side of where I've gone down the bottom of the shelf, and just having the other side have a close line, because it's amazing once that water temperature picks up how close they come in. And in numbers as well on the commercials. Another lovely fish. Oh, beautiful. Look at that beautiful fish. You know, if you're fishing a competition, I've literally in 5 or 6 minutes put £14 in the net nigh on. Right, well, I've just come off that inside line there. It's just gone a little quiet for the first time, really, but I'm just going to have one look over. I can't see me catching barbel over there because I just think they don't want to be in the shallow water. Another couple of weeks, it may be a different story, but I'm just going to have one look over. We've had a lovely couple of hours here. We've caught some lovely fish. A little bit pestered at times by the tench and the other fish, but we've had some nice barbel, what we've come for. I reckon this will go straight away, and it'll be a carp or small fish. Been feeding it over an hour, probably hour and a half, where I fished that inside line. Yep, straight away, like that, a little fish or a little carp maybe. See if it goes this time. Straight away, there we are. Oh, that's pulled off. But it just goes to show, if I hadn't kept feeding that with maggots all the time, every couple of minutes, I wouldn't have got bites. Must keep feeding the line you're not fishing. Look at that, it's solid out there, but it's not the fish we want. So I think I'll get this one in, show you what I've caught, and we'll call it a day. Well, there you are. I hope you've enjoyed that video, because I certainly have. If you like it, just click on like and subscribe. And we've had over probably £100 of fish, and we've probably had 30 odd pound of barbel, the main target. But a couple of weeks' time, it'd be even better. Catch you on the bank.